You're coming into February with an energy of not feeling like you are on top of your world, on top of your love and your relationship, feeling like there could be more, it could be better, it could be deeper. You've been striving towards success and victory in your love relationship, in your divine partnerships, and wanting to give wholeheartedly of yourself. But there's been a stop point with perhaps in the way that you're thinking about the relationship in your mind. You have these passionate ideas, but perhaps they haven't been translating into your partnerships, whether that be a current partnership that you're in or one that you are envisioning and desiring. So 2 6s, perhaps that equals a 3. Perhaps your partner has in the past been dabbling around with somebody else, and that has sort of had you lose the passion for this person because their loyalty wasn't as strong as yours towards them, as yours is towards them, and it's created you to pull back and perhaps not put so much of your energy and your time and attention into your partnership. Or perhaps somebody pursuing you, you were dating them and they were dating multiple people, and perhaps you lost interest because their focus wasn't just moving forward with you. So let's see what the present energies for divine love is for you for February. Aha, yeah, there it is. The 3 of Swords, the 5 of Swords, and the Fool. So whether it be a current partnership in the way that you have been, the track that you've been on with this person, you're at your end. There's going to be no more heartache over it for you. You're drawing the line in the sand for what you'll put up with, and which is good. Standing up for yourself. And not taking somebody who is not as committed as you are, or perhaps isn't in the same time period or goals or values. And you're seeing that clearly now in February, and sort of picking up your chips and cashing out. As far as Libras who are dating, perhaps the person that you fancied or had a slight interest in, or maybe a large interest in, leading up to this month, I don't see that it's going to continue in the way that it has. It's just not worth your effort anymore to try to jump up and down and wave and try to get their attention. When it works, and it can be easy. And perhaps it started out easy with some excitement, but the other person's energies were just a little too scattered and unfocused for what you're looking for and what you know that you deserve. And to clarify this. Yeah, you had been waiting around, and the burden is over. You're moving on. Oh, baby, are you ever. So perhaps if this is a current partnership for you, if there has been some disloyalty, that is coming to an end. Whether you are going to pick up a counselor together and transform your relationship and start the healing process, or completely walk away from this situation, it's going to be completely transformed going through the month of February, which, coming from this energy of you not having your complete world in the shape or in the fashion that you envision it, good on you. You're taking the bull by the horns and making it into the particular situation that you know that you desire, and won't settle for less. And that is an excellent thing. I support you in that, Libra. Because the burden has been heavy on your heart with the Ten of Wands, coupled with the Five of Swords in reverse. You're seeing how the petty arguments or the nitpicking or trying to get the other person to see your perspective, it's just falling on deaf ears. And I know that can be frustrating, but you're getting to a point where you're tired of carrying the whole burden of the relationship on your own. And you want it to be more reciprocal. And so if the other person isn't willing, if they do not show, not only in their words, but more importantly in their actions, a willingness to work on this relationship with you to co-create a desired outcome that both of you value and both of you can envision together, then you're just not having it anymore. Because that's no fun. We want to be in partnerships that feel good and feel supportive, and the two people coming together and can hear one another out and feel heard and listened to and recognized. Of course, that's what you want. And the new journey that you're going on with this heartbreak being over, perhaps this relationship wasn't on solid ground to begin with. And the energies of February coming in are having you take a cold, hard look at the reality of the situation, which sometimes that can be uncomfortable to face, but ultimately you can make better decisions for yourself from that point of view and take care of yourself. So moving out of February into the future. Okay, the Four of Pentacles, the Magician in reverse, and the Ten of Pentacles. So if this, in fact, is a breakup, there could be a little bit of a squabble over what you hold in common with this person materially, on the material level, and a little bit of stickiness in sorting that out with this person. But stand your ground. I'm going to clarify these. You know what? At the end of the day, stuff doesn't matter. It's not worth fighting over possessions. It's your inner peace and serenity is far more important moving into the future than, say, a couch or a mattress. Do you really want the mattress that you slept on with your partner that you're closing out the relationship possibly? I know this is probably not what some people want to hear, but this is what the cards are speaking, and I'm giving it to you as I see it. So perhaps there's going to be a time of healing and being prayerful and knowing that, I hate to say it, but everything happens for a reason, and even perhaps if you cannot understand the full picture yet, and most oftentimes we don't as we're going through splits with people, there are better things ahead. There are a lot of better things ahead, because you're going to realize that the effort that you have put into this relationship wasn't getting you to the victory, to the victorious feeling and the abundance, where you felt like you had enough and then some to be able to go out into the world and be your best self, because you knew that you had a supportive home environment. So yeah, you're pretty much done with efforting and trying to make it work, or fitting a square peg in a round hole. Sorry to use the cliche. Okay. I'm going to pull a card. So for singles, I haven't spoken too much about the singledom for February. There's going to be realizations and transformations within yourself about your worth and what you'll put up with from somebody that you're newly meeting, and getting really clear on your values and what you stand for in relationship and what is most important and what your ultimate goals are in partnering up with somebody. There's going to be a new journey inward in that endeavor, and perhaps understanding that the basis of how you're approaching relationships in the past wasn't quite on solid ground, and you're going to be transforming yourself into a deeper place and a more soulful place that from which you can approach your relationships more authentically and unapologetically. This is who I am. This is what I'm looking for, in a soft, nice way. And not being shameful about it, and not making excuses or saying you're sorry, but just claiming what you want and stating it, and being very clear-minded and firm. And people respect that. So I'm going to quickly pull a Wild Kuan Yin Oracle card for my dear Libras. Her joy overcomes gravity. What a beautiful image. She's having some fun there. Number 2. I'm going to quickly read out of the guidebook. This is from Alana Fairchild, Wild Kuan Yin Oracle. Did you know that joy is strong enough to overcome any darkness? I invite you to let go of the heaviness of fear and enter into the lightness of joy. I'll help you get there because I want you to feel happiness, relief, and freedom from that which has weighed you down. There is nothing so heavy that my joy cannot heal it. Even the most cumbersome of burdens shall become light as a feather as you join me in the field of spiritual grace. So the Hermit is pointing to this spiritual grace of coming to understand what's truly important, and your basic foundational beliefs of what you're, again, willing to put up with, and ultimately what you are aiming for, and knowing how it can be in relationship with another human being, with another soul, and moving forward with that knowledge, you're going to recreate the joy in your life, because this heavy burden of releasing that which isn't working any longer is going to create the space in your heart, in your life, in your mind, in your body to play more and to really get solid in your direction and what you're about, and perhaps doing you, Libra, doing you.